time, your gateway to the world. AFR! American Freedom Radio. Give it to them.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and happy Thursday. It is February 21, 2013. Hope you're having a good day today. We got like a whole inch of snow here in Branson, and everything was shut down, so woohoo, snow day. Actually, it's ice here. I shouldn't be too hard on Branson, but seriously, an inch of snow, it's like the end of the world. Anyways, thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. And, you know, it's Thursday, and I don't know what the heck we're doing here. Maybe it's the prototype of the Christie and Tobias Show. We don't really have a regular topic, but that's probably a good thing because we never get to it anyways. So we're just going to throw a bunch out there and see what sticks.
We have irregular topics. We want some not regular topics. Are you kidding? We don't want smooth topics. We want irregular topics.
Yes, I've been feeling a little irregular lately, so time to drink my prune juice. But okay, no, we're irregular in other ways. But anyways, Tobias, of course, the author of Listening to the Sun and Awakening Souls. He is also a personal awakening coach. SoulCounseling.com is the website, and he's also the creator of Course of Awakening and InnerBodyAwakening.com. So check that out. Just a wonderful, maybe we can talk about that tonight as well. But yeah, how the heck are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. How are you, girl?
I'm hanging.
Yeah. There's ups and downs in our evolution, or there are rather seasons. We could talk about that a little bit too.
Definitely.
And to have a realistic picture of awakening, and obviously I'll talk about spiritual stuff, and that's been my past, but even in that, and otherwise we get this unrealistic idea of what we should be able to do, and then the ego always feels, oh, I suck, I'm the gum on someone's shoe because I don't feel as happy as Christie or Tobias, Yeah. And that happens a lot in spiritual circles. It's like, oh, I don't feel that way, and here's this person. And so then we force it. We try to be overly happy or pretend we're enlightened. There's a bunch of gurus, quote unquote, out there nowadays that actually have fooled themselves into that they're enlightened, and they're not. They're not awake, and so we feel creepy about the whole thing. So my interest has been a lot, of let's make it real. Let's keep it human, Let's keep our feet on the ground, and make this real through the body, through the feelings, through sexuality, not running away from that, So one of the videos I made a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about that. I said, okay, I'm going to film the video while I'm not feeling super fantastic, because otherwise the system eats people. Look at all our entertainers and celebrities, they have to be on. You have to be on and energized and exciting and, all that, right? And that's crazy. That's not how life is. You don't feel that way all the time, There's a winter. Hello, There's a winter for a reason. The soil is like, hey, I need to take a nap for a while,
I'll tell you, it's frickin' winter here.
And recently in Connecticut and Massachusetts, right? The biggest snowstorm in, ever?
Yay.
2 feet or something?
No, I meant it's winter in my mind.
I understand.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. So is that okay? It just means we're not... You're still, it's part of the experience to experience sometimes quiet. That's why we sleep, If you had to be like, I don't know, some crazy TV announcer, I can't think of anybody right now.
Howard Cosell.
Yeah. That's why those guys were crazy, because they had to put on fake personas, I am super fantastic all the time. I feel fantastic. Nothing could be better. Well, why are you dragging that foot behind you? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing great. Your body you haven't felt your body for 20 years. I'm feeling fantastic. Unbelievable. I do my daily affirmations. Listen to my voice. Don't I sound great? You know, all that fakery, that fronting, that putting on a fake, false presentation face.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I mean, I'm done with the fake stuff.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean you mope around and stuff. It's just that you can find realness about it at certain times. And see, this is the vicissitudes. Wow, what a big word. Where'd that come from?
Wow. Can you spell it?
I could. I just fall asleep. You go, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Come on. Language, spelling, are you kidding? There's grammar teachers out there committing suicide by the hundreds every day. They watch CNN and they see CNN misspell stuff. They go, that's it. I give up. Forget it. Nobody cares. And that's not wrong. That's not wrong. It's just that we're moving away from written language. You know? I
remember the days I used to know how to spell.
I know. It's like,
what a spelling bee. Can you believe that?
Did you?
Now it's like all about spell check.
I love that. I wanted to be. Tell us about how old were you when you won a spell?
Oh my gosh, I was maybe like 10 or something. But I got to beat, the big kids. I don't know, it was like a district-wide thing, and then they came to take me away, to like the gifted program thing. Oh. And I don't even remember what I had to spell, but it was like one of those, ooh, ah, moments where there's no way she's going to be able to spell this. I don't know, something like paradigm, or I don't know. I don't really remember, but I got a little Aladdin's lamp trophy.
Cool.
I like Aladdin's lamp.
So feel that. Everybody else, too. That's beautiful. Solicitude?
No. I was going to spell vicissitude.
Vicissitudes, yeah. the vicissitudes of life, meaning the ups and downs, the harsh places, the soft places, the cycle of everything, Mm-hmm. And isn't that more realistic? Instead of, I'm enlightened now. I never feel a human thing ever again. My penis will never get hard again because now I'm enlightened. I will never want to have sex again. I was going to say bad things, but I won't. Because I know Danny, the boss, is in the control room. Please forgive me, Danny, for all the bad things I've ever said on the show. I'm crossing myself right now. Anyway.
You're actually pretty mild right now, so I think... Yeah, Danny's got to be all right with that. You know what you're saying? That reminds me of a recent post in Course of Awakening. It was called The 6 Most Common Ego Traps on the Spiritual Path. And the Buddha mask, and talks about the different masks that people wear that, oh, well, I'm enlightened now. And, so the first one is the Buddha mask. The positivity mask, the positive affirmations, and oh my gosh, if something negative is, going on, stay away from that person because they're going to infect you, or, just pretend it doesn't exist. Then, of course, the superior seeker mask, the Messiah mask, the Pundit mask, and the Lost in Space mask.
Yeah, I didn't read
to that one.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't read that. I saw it posted, but I didn't have time to look at it.
Yeah.
But that's a really good idea because so even in the world of awakening, spiritual awakening, people who have been on the path, whether it's yoga or Buddhism or whatever, will get what you just said, wearing the pretending I'm enlightened mask.
Yeah. And it's just, if you're that awake, do you really need to go around pointing fingers and telling everyone else how awake you are, and then judging other people who you deem are not awake enough? How awake is that?
Right. It's the emperors have no clue, I call it, And that's a really powerful story. I love true children's stories or Shakespeare or whatever, these sort of powerful storytelling that is there to point to the subconscious tendencies, the archetypes. It's like the whole Joseph Campbell thing with the hero's journey and so forth. That was all about archetypes. So the Emperor Has No Clothes is such a powerful story. It's a children's story, quote unquote, by Hans Christian Andersen, a Danish writer, if I'm not mistaken, right? We think it's a children's story. What a great way to camouflage truth. Oh, these are kids' stories, parents. Read these to your kids, because you could never hear it directly if I spoke to you directly, right?
Yeah.
So it's a gentle, beautiful way of teaching the whole culture. Not only do you get the child understanding it early, but the parents get it kind of through the back door because they're reading it to the child.
Yeah.
That's a masterful way of teaching. It's sort of like, at the sacred ceremonies, the main teacher, elder, turns out to be the guy that never speaks, and all he does is he tends the fire and carries the wood in and out. And everyone thinks he's just the helper at the fire, but he turns out to be the main master teacher, I love that kind of stuff.
Plus naked emperors are hot. I mean, why do they got to wear all those funny dresses and hats anyways? Take it off.
Some of them, I don't know. Some are kind of fat and hairy and stinky. As
long as you shave your back first, you're allowed to be naked.
Emperor Has No Clothes. Please, put your clothes back on. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. We'll have to send him the information for World Naked Day.
No, he's not invited. The Emperor is not allowed to participate in World Naked Day. No way. Too much hair, the hairy belly and the hairy back. I'm kidding. See, that's judging right there. What's wrong? Now we're going to get letters from people going, what's wrong? Letters. No one writes letters. It's sort of like spelling, because no one knows how to spell. No one writes letters anymore. Never mind. We'll get hate emails from who. What's wrong with hairy backs? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with hairy backs. Please write to email Christie, Truth Brigade.
Yeah. Just send me all your complaints.
Yeah. Hairy backs unite.
Better yet, you know what? Why don't you write a blog and make up a funny video and then bombard Google? That seems to be working pretty good.
When I heard you say blog just now, it sort of felt like blog, like someone throwing up. It's like blog. It's my blog. I blog every day because I need to vomit my stuff out. Doesn't it? That's kind of what it is, though, isn't it, right?
Yeah, except my name's on it, and so their crap is projected onto me. Blog.
Blog. Let's all blog together. By the way, this obviously is a little different tenor than normal. I'm enjoying myself. It's the Christie and Tobias Show. A little different. See, I don't have to teach anything. I love that. God, can I retire, please, God? Can I please retire? It's like Yogananda said. He was so sweet about it. He was 57 years old, and he finally got permission from God. God said, okay, you can leave now. And in the Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles, I've been there. It's an old Biltmore from the 20s. And tiny rooms. It's like back then the hotels made these little rooms. The normal rooms, at least, which is what I could afford to stay at the time. But he left his body, Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, left his body right at a big talk at one of the ballrooms at the Biltmore Hotel. He gave this hour-and-a-half talk to all the convocation of the people from around the world that follow his Kriya Yoga teachings, and he, at the end of it, as he spoke of the beauty of mixing the East and the West, and as he said the last words, America and India together, he literally just exited out the top of his head and his body fell on the stage. So, we do have conscious choice sometimes. We do. At a certain level of evolution, you have a conscious choice of when you leave your body. This is a known thing. But I wanted to hear more about those masks. They were really good. What were those 6 masks, that fake enlightenment? By the way, I had fun making that video a few years ago. It's called The False Enlightenment on YouTube. Where I make fun of this kind of... Because I've been around it. I spent lifetimes with this, and I've been around the gurus and seen them and been there. And And if I tell the truth, part of my past lives, you know, I kind of played that role thinking I was helping people. And it's not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You can be a guru and help.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can be a guru where you're just fooling yourself and you have this dysfunctional two to tango, creepy tango of followers and sycophants, and the ego is running the whole show. You know, it turns into these weird cults, you know.
A total psychopath, you know, just projecting all of their anger and rage on everyone else and belittling people that are, you know, silly enough to follow him. And, you know, it really blows my mind when I think about it. And obviously you, Tobias, are excluded in what I'm about to say. And there's many others.
I don't know.
But I don't know. It's just amazing the tricks that we fall for, and it seems like the more, and like I said, I don't want this to sound like a blanket statement because it certainly isn't. Tobias, Shakti, you know, and many others are obviously living proof that it's not always true, but in my experience, it seems like the darkest, the fakest, the most egotistical, the cult leaders, the ones running people into the ground, you know, have the gift for gab and the gift for language and communications and, you know, very charismatic, and they're able to, you know, kind of put people under their spells, and, you know, they're not reaching for the right words like I am all the time. It's just whatever they say comes out absolutely beautiful, and it's, I don't know, it is kind of easy to fall into that spell, but
let's pick that up on the other side about how can you tell the difference from live from Memorex, the truth from the falsehood, though it looks exactly the same on the surface.
Definitely. Woo, I'm so glad I heard you this break. That's awesome. All right, stay tuned, everyone. Tobias has got to play with the plumber.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifilan brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifilan. There's nothing else like Modifilan. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifilan banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules. No rules. No taboo topics. No taboo topics. No fear of doom. No fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for joining us here tonight. The Tobias and Christie Show here on Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to give us a call tonight, 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. And if you'd like to join us for the text chat, I heard there was going to be a Frick Fest there tonight. So, all right, Casey, you promised a Frick Fest. So, anyways, that's over at souljourneysradio.com. And, we left off, how do you tell the difference between real God, fake God, gurus, etc. But it looks like we have our one of our favorite comedians on the line. Would you like to get to that?
No, absolutely not. Louis banned forever, for life.
Oh, no, it's not Louis. It's the dude with a magic wand.
I don't know who that is.
He said it wasn't very big, but here, let's bring him on. And okay. Welcome to the show, our little Merlin. How's that wand treating you? Oh, and your girlfriend.
It's treating me well. I'm just trying to make sure I can tell the difference between what's fake and what's not. I don't want to show a fake mask.
Is it real wood?
Yeah, it's real wood, of course.
Jeez.
Hollywood. You know that.
Nice. All right. For us.
I just wanted to say how to tell the difference is easy. When you listen to Christie's radio show and you have a nice little soul awakening session with Tobias Lars over Skype or however you get in contact with him. That's an easy way to tell the difference.
Tobias.
I wondered how long it would take you guys to figure that out. Tobias. That's wrong. No, I don't like that.
Well,
I don't want to have to pay for it. What?
No, it's well worth it.
I've also been told Tobias, like I said, bias things against each other.
You are too biased.
I know, I kind of do, Jesus says that, though. He says, I'm not come to bring peace. I've come to set you against each other and bring a sword. What the heck does that mean? It
means you're going to die.
Christie is demonstrating. We're not ignoring you, Daniel.
No, I'm just listening. I feel privileged to be a part of the show.
Demonstrating. I love that word, right? The first demonstrating. What does that mean? I don't know.
They scare me. It's easy to just look into their eyes, and they come right out of that black hole.
They do. That's actually what you just said, Daniel. That is the key. You look them into their eyes. If you're ever in any state you're in, any bardo, Tibetan language, any dimensional layer, seventh heavens, circles of hell, wherever you find yourself, you can look with power with your eyes and your intent into another being's eyes, and they will have to show you who they are.
Oh, yeah. Preferably the left eye.
Yes, the left eye. It's good. And you can also look with your own pineal gland, your own third eye. You can you're looking into others, but you're feeling with your third eye. It's hard to explain, but it's a natural talent we all have. You can kind of sit there and you kind of expand out. Imagine sense around 360 degrees, more than that, because you're in 3 dimensions, 4 dimensions, 5 dimensions, and you can feel in, show me who this person really is, without judgment. The less judgment you have, the more it can can be revealed to you. Yeah.
I really fail on that front. I try. It's something I'm conscious of, but I tell you, it's hard to, at least initially. I mean, so obviously things that I judged years ago, I don't judge now, but I can't just wave a magic wand and automatically not judge.
Borrow Daniel's.
That's hey, baby.
Borrow Daniel's magic.
Play with your tool.
No.
I'll swing that around and I'll automatically not be judgmental.
The Hollywood, yeah. Now, the way to do it, in my view, and I had to learn too, I was Mr. Naive for years, in the sense of, we're innocent. When you have an innocent heart, which I feel, Daniel, you do too, and Christy, I know you do. And I know me too. That's how I grew up. I'm like, oh, come on, let's try it. Let's do this. Let's go where angels fear to tread. Don't you think that would describe all three of us?
Definitely.
Yeah. Have you done that in your life, Daniel?
Well, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm investing $1,000. It's nothing. The $1,000 is absolutely nothing. But I'm taking your ayahuasca trip in sometime in May.
Well, I'm actually tomorrow night. I'm giving Jill, the director down there, and they have just gotten bought some land from that what used to be owned by a very famous ayahuasca painter named Pablo Amaringo. Yeah. And they just are moving they're moving over to a piece of land that he owned and he lived on and did ceremonies on. So that's quite a beautiful inheritance. So I'm giving Jill a ride tomorrow. She lives off-grid up in Flagstaff, on the west of Flagstaff, and she literally doesn't have an American phone, but I'm giving her a ride because they're going back down to start up the ceremonies in Peru. So I'm giving her a ride tomorrow. But anyway...
Well, purge the demons.
Yeah, and ayahuasca is so beautiful, Daniel. Ayahuasca is the most... She's a grace. She is a get-out-of-jail-free card. She really is.
I feel it.
Oh, she's amazing. I remember in my second ceremony, I'm asking God, because I'm like, tell me who is ayahuasca and where did she come from and what is this about? Ayahuasca, for those who may not have heard about it, is an ancient Amazonian medicinal brew made from two main ingredients. The ayahuasca vine, which is like a liana, a vine in the jungle that grows up all these big trees, and chacruna, which is this bush that looks like a ficus leaf pretty much and grows to about 5-6 feet tall. And these two main ingredients out of the hundreds of thousands of plants in the Amazon somehow mixed together in a way the ayahuasca vine itself inhibits, not to get too biological and technical about it, but it inhibits an enzyme we all have in our guts. Cows eat DMT plants every day, all day long. Okay? Cows are eating DMT-full plants all day long, but they don't... We have a natural enzyme as mammals that breaks down the dimethyltryptamine in our gut, so we don't have it cross the blood-brain barrier into our blood. But ayahuasca has an enzyme, what they call an inhibitor. It shuts off the enzyme that breaks down the DMT, so the DMT that comes from the chacruna bush or whatever, there's hundreds of plants that have DMT, and we have dimethyltryptamine that occurs naturally in our third eye. Your pineal gland produces DMT.
Yeah. And it's illegal. Isn't that amazing?
I know. That's outlaw. We're going to outlaw white blood cells next.
Yeah, you can have serotonin, but definitely no DMT.
I know, it's ridiculous. but it's also because anytime you do isolate it or refine it, like I always say, if you drink a bottle of vanilla extract, you're not going to be feeling good, even though vanilla is the sweetest thing, right, in a way. Yeah. But so if you refine cocoa leaves, which are just normal, when you land in Cusco, Peru, at 13,000 feet after flying over the Andes, the normal thing is to just have a hot tea of coca leaves, which where cocaine is made from, and that's just served in the restaurants. Like, it's just sort of like free. It's like water almost. It's like, the quarter to buy it, and you need it because it helps your oxygen and your blood flow. The coca leaves. But if you refine it and shove it up your nose, it could be a little overdosing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry, man doesn't make it better than God. That's just my opinion. Anytime you try to synthesize something, whether it's valerian and make a Valium or, white oak bark and turn it into, aspirin, whatever, it's just, you didn't know what?
I didn't know that Valium was from valerian root.
Yeah.
Christy, you need to go to the DMV and smoke some DMT.
I'm in. Woohoo! Actually, that's not really something that you can do in a public place.
Who says that? I dare you. I'll record myself doing it.
Daniel is an example, just from what little I've known and talked and felt your energy. Daniel is definitely a go where angels fear to tread. But you know what, Daniel? Ayahuasca going to spank you a little bit, too.
Oh, no, I know she is.
She's going to spank you lovingly. But, most of us like a little spanking.
Yeah.
I'll probably like it a little bit.
So no spankings for you until you're a good boy.
Actually, she'll be very loving. She's very, very loving. It's this being. Like I was saying, my second ceremony, I'm asking the universe, I'm asking God, the large source, who's ayahuasca? It's like I want a second opinion. I don't want to ask her directly, right? So I want to go, hey, tell me about her. What is this? Who is she? And I could feel this. It's like she's an answer to prayer from Mother Earth. Gaia, if you will, has called out to the universe. This is what I was shown. She called out to the universe and basically said, Father, the kids are getting out of control down here, and we need a little extra help. And ayahuasca came out of the universe, and part of her job was to come into the earth, but she's galactic, really. She's a galactic presence, a goddess, if you will. And her job was we will fulfill the laws of karma and of that you have to deal with your energies. You know, you can't just get a free pass into heaven in the sense that, you know, you need to learn these things. You know, you can't hand the matches or the M80s, lit M80s, handing them to 3-year-olds is not a good idea, right? So we need to...
It's fun.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, look, we just...
You'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot.
Parents of the Year award, yeah, coming your way. But so ayahuasca, Spirit showing me, God showing me, yes, she's a grace, an answer to prayer that the Mother Earth has said, look, the kids are out of control, you know, and we need some extra help here. And so she's an extra help. It's like she accelerates. It's called the vine of the dead because you don't have to die to get the lesson. The way it's been is like, oh, I'm dead now. Oh, yeah, I got my life review. And, oh, yeah, I completely messed up here. Oh, God, I forgot that. It's like my dad. He came back to me after he died, and he said, I can't believe I forgot what's really real. You know? So we spent 80 years obsessed about stuff that's just like puffs of smoke. Yeah, my dad came back to me and told me that. So, but what ayahuasca does, it's called the vine of the dead because you enter the world of the dead. You enter, and the living. We're kind of like zombies on Earth. We're neither dead nor living on Earth. But with ayahuasca, she goes, here's the dead realms, the realms of the dead. What do we think they call it the Egyptian Book of the Dead and the Tibetan Book of the Dead? Because these are those guys would meditate for 30 years and go into these realms and then come back and tell you this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to hear this sound. You're going to notice these beings, the snake beings, the insect beings, the ET guys, you're going to notice all these things. And we recommend you do these turns and ask for that on your way through the death process. Well, ayahuasca, most people don't have time to meditate 30 years or spend isolated in caves or Tibetan monasteries to figure this stuff or go through the Egyptian mysteries. So ayahuasca is like, here you go. You can go on a 5-hour journey and you'll have that same experience and you can die before you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what does it mean if you see and hear all those things and you're not on DMT or ayahuasca or any other type of drug?
Well, it means you're locked up in a mental hospital or else you're enlightened. It depends.
Okay, well, I'm not locked up, but I definitely wouldn't consider myself enlightened. I guess I'm just learning to not tell everyone.
And the veil is opening for many of us.
Yeah.
Yesterday at the gym, I'm at the gym. I had the biggest God experience yet of my life, or at least what I can remember. I was literally in other dimensions while I'm lifting weights.
Oh, wow.
It was bizarre and beautiful.
Okay, how'd that happen?
And the way it happened, I don't know how it happened. I can describe what I experienced.
Awesome. We'll do that, Tobias. But it is that time, gentlemen. We have to take a break. Thanks so much for your call, Dan the man with the magic wand. Take care of that holy wood.
I'm just here to keep it real.
Nice. Thank you. We will be right back. Tobias Lars here on SoulJourneysRadio.com. Oh, yeah. It's Tobias and Christie. Woohoo!
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Yo, what's up? Check this out. The voice of the revolution. American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right. right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. I guess we'll call it the Christie and Tobias Show here on SoulJourneysRadio.com. I'm guessing this might be a prototype of what's to come.
Hey, Christie, I wanted to say, in no way am I stepping in on your show. That's not what's happening here, folks, if you're listening at all. And I'm not wanting it. You've created this beautiful show. But if there will be an additional show on this network, or if it fits and if it's right and they like us, or wherever.
I don't think they like us that much. They just need to fill some time slots here.
Oh, great. That'll Okay, check that one off. No.
And thanks for allowing us to fill up this air. Nah, Danny, they're the shit. I love them so much.
I have to say, of all the shows I ever did in different places and spiritual shows and this and that, this has always been my place of being able to be real, you know, and let out the stuff that we want to be real about, you know. And then we were just we're talking on the break, Christy and I, about, you know, I wrote a thing to her. I said, I feel more normal now about feeling crazy, you know. What?
I have no idea what you're talking about because I'm normal. What is this crazy you speak of?
That's a Zen cone. I love that. I feel more normal now about my craziness. I just saw, as you said that, I saw these two mental patients with their little things on at the hospital, and then they're like really sincere, and they're arguing. One of them is going, no, I'm the one that's normal. You're not. No. I'm the one that's normal. You're not.
Tobias, that was just a flashback. It really wasn't that long ago, okay?
I was never locked up in this lifetime.
That you remember.
I'm really good at suppressing and denying things. You know why denial is... I want us all tonight. You know, denial gets a bad rap. Come on, man. You know? Denial. You're in denial. Denial. All this psychological world, everything. Denial is the worst thing. I can't believe my mom is so in denial. She can't see what she does. Denial gets a bad rap, man. Let's all, right now, prostate ourselves and touch our prostates. No, see, that's inappropriate right there. But let's prostrate ourselves. That's a private joke, apparently. Let's prostrate ourselves. Let's prostrate ourselves in honor of our prostates. I know it's for the guys. It's a guy's joke. Okay, never mind.
I don't get it.
Let's appreciate denial. Denial's great, because if you have it, you don't know you have it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's fun once in a while. Nope, I refuse to believe this. Just give me some vodka.
Exactly. Let me go to my church. I want to go to my church, and it's all beautiful. Stop, Satan, get thee behind me. It's all beautiful if I attend this church, and if I wear my skirt down to my ankles, I'll go to heaven.
I couldn't afford to go to church anymore. That's why I quit. I ran out of my Sunday bests and couldn't afford another suit. And, yeah. Anyways. Okay,
I have to tell you silly things today. So silly stuff went on today. Join her at a store.
Wait, the gym.
Oh, the gym, yeah. God came to me at the gym. That's the end of that story. It was a huge deal, and it was very scary and beautiful, and I was in 5 dimensions at once, and that's it. Okay.
All right, next.
Now, on to the more important things.
Okay.
Chap, live over here.
So Joy whooped you upside the head.
No.
And what?
Joy was worried about me. I started talking. I said, Joy, like 4 hours went by. I don't even know what happened. I'm out in the parking lot. I must have been, like, I went off to some other dimensions. What God was showing me, when I say God, I mean source, the source energy that we're all made of. The large God, the source that makes the universe, the intelligence behind all things, was showing me that you can have these experiences of merging, of melting, of glimpses, and finally you're going to end up living more and more there. And this is going to happen and is happening for millions of us. You can have these meltings into other dimensions. I was literally experiencing things in other places and having massive deja vu. I was having 5 deja vus simultaneously continuously. Just feel that for a second. Like multiple deja vus, kind of like multiple orgasms, but different. Multiple deja vus all at once, continuously.
Wow.
It went on for like 4 hours.
Are you sure you weren't hospitalized?
I don't know, but I'm back in this reality now.
I totally know what you're, well, maybe not exactly, but I have quite a few experiences like that where I have to, look around for a while, just ground myself or get my bearings or actually even talk to someone like, where are we right now? Okay, wait, we're in Branson. Planet Earth. Okay, this is where I live here right now. And like sometimes I'll literally talk to people about things that I've experienced in my visions, or my dreams, and thinking it's real. And they're just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, we did that last night. Don't you remember?
I know. And see, this is the thing. I've got a good friend, a neighbor of mine, who they labeled totally bipolar, because when it breaks too soon, we have to ground this. And this is what God's source was telling me yesterday, too. He says, Tobias, it's no accident I have you upside down doing decline bench presses with lots of weight. You're maxing out your weight while I'm giving you this experience.
Wow.
You get that?
That's
intense. It's like, and part of me is like, can I remember my social? I literally had like 3% of it was, at first when it started happening, I'm like, I'm having no history. I can't remember my history. Do
I have a name?
Exactly. So part of me goes, I'm literally repeating, can I remember my social security number? I go, yeah, I can. I'm not totally gone yet, right? And I'm having little fear visions of going back up to the desk at the gym going, I don't know who I am and what my name is. Can you help me, please?
Yeah, totally.
I know this is a little fearful, us even talking about this.
I don't think so. I think more people experience it than talk about it because they got tired of being institutionalized. No, yeah. All
right, cool. Being grounded with it, And this is what's happening across the planet. We, instead of having to retreat into the woods and like the witches of old or the Merlin or, King Arthur time or yogis in their caves or whatever, spending 30 years meditating to allow these multiple dimensional experiences, samadhis. I had listened, before I went into the gym, I was listening to a tape by Paramahansa Yogananda, his voice, him actually talking, and he was an enlightened master. Or whatever that means. Forget enlightened. He was communing at a larger level of what most of us, in multiple dimensions, and he could affect the universe around him. He was certainly farther along than I am at this moment. And I was listening to him, and he was talking about how he feels into each soul and just lovingly doing a Christmas talk for people that are his disciples or the people at his foundation there in Hollywood Hills back in the 50s. And so I think I was tapping into his state, and then I got a dose of it, actually started happening to me of that, because he was talking about multi-processing, about him going to the movies, right? And he says, the disciples with him said, Master, are you watching the movies? And he would say, yes, I'm watching the movies, the big movies. I'm watching the universe, galactic movies. He'd go to the movies just to try to get away. And yet still his handlers or people, whatever, would come with him. He couldn't go by himself for whatever reason. They would ask him, are you okay? And he says, yes, I'm watching the movie. Because he'd close his eyes and they go, are you watching the movie? He says, yes. I'm watching
That's amazing.
The big movies. I'm watching the big movies tumbling through space, through galaxies being created and so forth. Now, by the way, I want to see this. I can feel it. Say this. I can feel it in my spirit, too. You people out there might be saying, well, that's never happened to me. I'm just a leech on the bud of God. No. For years, I would feel and be with other people or hear people talk about these, quote, spiritual awakening, multiple emerging dimensional experiences. And I would say, oh, that's not happening to me. But it is.
Yes. No.
But at a certain point in your life, you will start allowing yourself to feel it consciously, because it can be overwhelming. I had about 5% fear yesterday as it started happening. I'm like going, can I remember my name, when I was born, where I was born, who I am? I was checking that I'm like, part of me, a little evil voice in my head said, you're having a stroke, you know? And that's not what's happening. But see, in the East, they have old traditions for these guys, you know, the crazy masters. But here in the West, we don't really have... You know, I had a homeless guy walking by our house today talking and yelling at himself, and we kind of freak out at that stuff, and we label it as really, really horrible. But really, we can help them ground that. The key is to ground these energies, and we can talk more about that a little bit.
Definitely. Let's do it. Because when you're talking about that, I'm like, oh, my gosh, I've actually said that same thing before. Leave me alone. I'm watching a movie. Oh, really? What kind of movie are you watching? And I'm just smiling like, never mind. Never mind. All right. Well, we have to take a short break. So hang on, everyone. We will talk about this and more when we return. Stay tuned. Tobias Lars and Christie Aphrodite here on SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
No rules, no rules. No taboo topics, no taboo topics. No fear of doom, no fear of doom. We are American Freedom Radio. American Freedom Radio.
All right. Welcome back. Top of the second hour here tonight. Soul Journeys Radio on AmericanFreedomRadio.com. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. And if you would like to chime in, please feel free to give us a call at 218-339-8525. That's 218-339-8525. Oh, wow. And right when I said that, someone popped up on the caller line. So we'll get to you in just a moment. And if you would like to join us for the Frickin' Fest, that's over at SoulJourneysRadio.com. It's the show behind the show. And Tobias...
We've already done an hour. We're going to have to do on the show, which we'll do elsewhere. And I wanted to complete what I said last time. I'm not trying to hone in. I'm not wanting in on Christie's show. Christie's done an amazing thing with this show. Like I said, it's been the show that I've felt free on. And Christie, you've done that, you know. Your soul has brought that to the planet. And I really pray, hope, visualize, see. I intend for you. I mean, I know you're already doing it, but you're moving into your enjoyable, grounded place more and more. I know you've been doing a lot of healing these last few years.
Well, I'm glad you're seeing it.
I know. As I say that, I can feel it. It's like when other people look at us, when we have the privilege of seeing through God's eyes, when we look at another soul, we know they can't quite feel it. It's the way guys feel sometimes when, you know, they look at a woman and she's so beautiful, but she can't let the beauty in herself. She's like, why are you looking at me that way? And the guy's just like standing in the kitchen going, because I like the way you do dishes.
I know, you guys are weird. What's up?
Appreciate it. Come on, man.
You're right.
Appreciate that we're weird and that we fall in love at a moment's glance, and it's good. Guys are great that way.
That's true. That's true. You think we look good when we're thinking we look our silliest.
God loves you. And it's not surface. It's not surface, you know. I mean, that's the surface thing, the beauty image thing and all that stuff is actually more of a self-image problem, I will postulate. I'm using big words tonight. Where the hell did that come from?
Can you spell it?
Probably. But it sounds awfully close like pestule or postule. I don't want to go there. But see, now I'm losing track of who I am and what I'm thinking again. This is not good.
You were talking about how much you like my beauty mark.
Oh, she wanted to get right back to that, huh?
Really, don't you like my beauty mark?
Oh, no. Stop telling me that. Oh, yeah, that was cool, actually. I saw Christie's video. Check her videos out. What are you calling them on YouTube? Is it My True Essence or Christie?
No idea. Let me see. I'll click on my account. I think it's youtube.com/Soul Journeys Radio.
Okay. Yeah.
Or, I mean, I guess you could just go to YouTube and type in Christie Aphrodite or Soul Journeys Radio. But, yeah, I did my first satire ever. This week, and it was about that, and it was fun. I'm thinking I need to do more, and it's, you know, obviously I was making fun of the situation, but, you know, kind of healing and expressing things that, you know, I've definitely felt in the past. I've been there, so.
And what we're talking about is Christie was pretending to, the whole thing about image and makeup and having to look good and freaking out about looking good, you know, the image thing for women, you know, that you can't go out with your makeup. My husband can't ever see me without that whole thing. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Totally. But so you did that really well. So Christie put a good video up on that. And you speak from experience. Christie was, I don't know if you were a model, like going down. Yeah, you were a model. I mean, and you've got the programmed look. I'm sorry to say, sweetheart, you're beautiful. You know what I mean? But the current culture programs the tall, beautiful, you know, the model certain look. And you have that. That's not the only thing that's beautiful in the world. Short and voluptuous and chunky is beautiful too. Yeah. But in our current culture, we've programmed that you have to look like whatever their names are. I don't even know nowadays. You know, but I always used to make fun of, oh, come on, you know, what was her name? The comedian used to always talk about with a beauty mark, blah blah blah.
Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, Cindy Crawford. I go, Cindy Crawford, come on, feel her. She's like a praying mantis. There's not a womanly energy in her. Now I'm being mean, I know, but I'm doing it for a reason to point out femininity. We've got a twisted picture, I think, of only that is feminine. That's not true. Real femininity can be carried in that package. But femininity is different than the surface. Definitely. The surface is not the feminine. Same with masculinity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Male energy.
It's not all the same.
You can pump up and look super masculine. Like the first time I ever heard Tom Selleck's voice, I go, okay, here's Mr. Super Masculine looking guy, and he has this little high-pitched voice. What's up with that? You know? And it didn't fit for me in a weird way. You know what I'm saying? So the surface image is one thing, and I'm not picking on anybody. It's so hard to talk about this stuff without people feeling you're judgmental. Yeah. I'm just trying to point out that we are stuck on the surface instead of feeling. And feeling is what we're really wanting. We're wanting the meat closest to the bone. See, now look at that. Now I'm just...
Give me your meat.
Threw you a total, lobbed you a softball. It was like, wow.
Meat, holy good. We're all good. Oh. No, but seriously, yeah. I know what you're saying, and I lived it, and I'm not trying to be judgmental either. Been there, done that, but yeah, I guess what triggered that is I was actually getting comments, you know, like, how can anyone take this girl seriously? Get some real clothes and put on some makeup, and, you know, it's like, really? So none of my information is valid because I look like a patchouli-wearing hippie? Which also isn't true, but it's just the, you know, these judgmental things, and I don't know, I think it's funny, and it was in me, like I said, because I lived it. Yeah. So I was just kind of poking fun of the whole thing, and, you know, I think a couple weeks ago I wrote like a little blog when I did a video, what was it called? Like the hell we go through in the name of beauty. And I realized, well, I don't know if I can count that high, but I just remember the days where I literally had to spend at least 2 hours in the mirror before I could walk outside the house. I literally felt that I had to. I mean, I couldn't even run to the grocery store, you know, because, oh, my God, someone's going to look at me or my hair's out of place. And, you know, but that was the industry. I mean, here I was at 6 feet tall, 106 pounds, okay, wow. Severely underweight. And, you know, agents and everyone oh, you'd be perfect if you had nose job and liposuction. And, wow. You know, oh, you just need to lose 10 or 15 more pounds. Really?
Yeah, nice.
Like, can I kill myself any faster, please? Right. I mean, ridiculous.
It's a vampire game. It's literally we're sucking the life force out of, you know, girls that get caught up in that. We're literally draining their life essence energy. And Gia was that model. I remember hearing about her where she died from anorexia or something. And, so not that there's anything
in there.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And so that's really more, from a man's point of view, that's self-image stuff that for the woman to work through more than it is how we want you to be. It really is. And I mean, I make fun of that and go, who creates what the women should look like? Gay guys in New York. They don't want to be with women. I know I'm being a little flippant.
They're 12-year-old little boys, and that's what they turned us into and made us think that we need to look like to be sexy or attractive. And I don't know. It's ridiculous. I feel so much healthier now.
And you got mad at me for saying you've gained weight.
I know, you jerk. No, you are the only one that can get away with that. Oh, Christy, it's so good to see you. Wow, you've put on some weight. Oh, my God. Do you know how lucky you are for not getting, like, shot right on sight? We're in Arizona. Guns are legal. Open carry, man.
I know. Oh God! But I didn't say it quite like that. I said you look really great. You've gained some weight. It looks really good on you. I don't know how I said it, but I know that's like entering. That's like worse than Daniel in the Lion.
Dun. Yeah, that's not something you say to women.
I'd rather take the lion's God than actually my saying that to my woman. I'd rather go on the lion's den. No, please, God, don't make me say she's gained weight. Are you kidding me? I will have... no, I'd rather be shot through a cannon.
Through experience. By the way, Tobias, does my butt look big?
Oh, my God, I have to go...
What butt?
I have a really important call to take. Honey, you look great.
Yeah. Oh, man. Isn't it crazy, though? And you know what? I don't know if it's a 40 thing, but I'm just loving being able to learn to love and nurture myself, embrace my squishy thighs and, you know, my stretch marks. And I'm squishy. I'm squishy all over. I'm like a pillow. I have stretch marks. I have cellulite. I have, let's see, some people call them wrinkles. I call them smile lines. And you know what? Who cares? I'm not defined by a stupid frickin' plastic, you know, stick figure, you know, photoshopped. Actually, I mean, you know, most of those images aren't real anyways. And we actually spend how much of our lives trying to attain that. So I just realized, wow, if I would have spent half of that time learning something or working on the inside, who would I be today?
Yeah, loving ourselves, enjoying ourselves. And the truth is that what turns people on is you loving yourself and you having warm, enjoyable energy. And that's what turns the world on. That's what dogs like, and that's what men like. See, I threw you another softball right there. And, you know, I mean, that's what
segment.
The whole universe loves energy. And so it's the energy that we're really loving anyway, you know. Like, for example, God bless. Speaking of image stuff, this just came up to talk about. Let's just do it. Oscar Pistorius, the guy in South Africa, who's now all over the news. He was in the Olympics, and the big hoopla to do was because he runs on blades. These graphite. He had to have his legs amputated right below the knee, I believe, and he runs on these blades. And he actually qualified for the 400-meter Olympics for South Africa. Kind of the first bionic, athlete in a sense. And now he's charged with murdering his girlfriend in South Africa. And I'm not sure the details of what's true or innocent, but it feels like intuitively to me that something happened where his rage got the better of him. That's just my personal opinion. And this image we have of worship, why are we so concerned, interested in this guy and what's happening? Because we've set him up. It's the same thing with the Lance Armstrong thing. It's this push for doing perfect, looking perfect, and our hero worship. And really there's all this dark stuff that's not being dealt with underneath the surface. And then that can pop through and break through the denial, especially if you're doing steroids and stuff, which there was some evidence of they found some steroids in his house, but who knows? Yeah, I don't know the details, for really. But it's a symptom of this image worship. We're worshiping the Olympic hero, and then I always got this creepy feeling, and this is true, we can tell truth here more, but this is not normal radio. We have to watch it be politically, spiritually correct. So I am. I always felt creepy when I would see people with handicaps that were, in a sense, using it. Oh, my God, this is spiritually incorrect to say. But using it to feed off the system. And there's an energy that does that. When the heart is there, when real spirit is beautiful. But I was recently at a hotel where they had a separate line for handicapped people. And some of the handicapped people that came up would kind of say, thank you for letting us go ahead, And others would come with the attitude of, back off, F you, and they're just kind of gluttonous attitude of we deserve it, and, there's no gratefulness, there's no graciousness. Yeah. And so there's always been an ugly side to this whole poverty foundations and charity. It's like expectation is not how the universe works. The guilt, God does not guilt trip us. But he gives beautifully. She gives beautifully with love and openness and charity, true sweet charity. Watch animals. They're beautiful. They're one with a source. But they don't take lightly icky energies. They will go after it and kill it. Now, I know I'm really pushing buttons on this. So I'm not surprised. It feels like some collective thing we're learning from Oscar. God bless him, Pistorius, his girlfriend, and their whole situation. But let the truth come out is what I would say. Let us wake up to the bigger picture. If he had all this pressure put on him to succeed and he's taking the drugs and he flips out and he kills his girlfriend because of an argument, let that truth come out, if that's the truth. I'm not saying I know the final truth on that. And instead of us having this worship of image, she was the model and he was the hero and all this stuff, it's icky. That hero model surface image worship is really idols. It's worshiping idols. And whenever you do that, it's like feedback masturbation. You're feedbacking on yourself, on the system. You're eating yourself from the inside. You're consuming yourself without going to the well, the El Dorado, the life spring of source. So more and more of these collective examples are going to happen, whether it's senators. It's going to accelerate all the hidden stuff. This is the revelation. This is the Armageddon. The personal Armageddons will continue. I'm in prophecy mode at the moment. The personal Armageddons will continue to go more and more and more, meaning the personal collapse of secrets make us sick. Secrets make us sick. Just that statement, that rings true. Secrets make us sick. This is why every teacher will say, confess, share your sins, your shortcomings, your fears, your worries, your foibles. Be open about it in the appropriate place.
Yeah, definitely. Darn it, it is that time. We got to take a short break here. Wow, time
goes
sure
fast.
Yeah, we do have a caller on the line, so I promise we'll get to you after this short break. Stay tuned, everyone. Tobias and Christie here on...
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American
It's practically narcotics.
Freedom
Oh, yes. I like it very much.
Radio.
You're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Tobias Lars and Christie Aphrodite. This might be officially the Christie and Tobias Show. And I don't know what we're talking about tonight, but I know we're having fun. We've got a little bit of everything here. But before I forget, Tobias's website is soulcounseling.com, or you can go to courseofawakening.com and click on seminars, see where he's going to be, because, you know, a weekend with Tobias will definitely change your life. And I'm saying that from experience. Might make you a little bit more demented, a little bit more psychotic. And
in a good way.
Yeah, totally in a good way. Yeah, you know what? Being around you, Tobias, makes me feel all right with my craziness.
Ah, very good.
Okay, and my website, souljourneysradio.com or mytrueessence.net. And Tobias, we do have a caller on the line, but was there anything we wanted to finish up on?
Yeah, I wanted to say your essential oils are and I'm picky. You can ask Joy. I am picky about whatever I let in my body, on my body, or in my energy field. I was a hermit for part of this lifetime, you know, literally. Your essential oils are the only thing I've been using for like 3 years, or ever since you first made some for me. So, no, for real. I mean, and I'm not saying that just because, I mean, you need to promote yourself, because this is a typical sign of people that have beautiful gifts, and I know that part of myself. It took me years to be willing to actually publicly offer my services, kind of, you know, the work I do with people. And that paradigm needs to change so that we are willing to put it's like our humility from other lifetimes. We feel we should not be so forward or be so crass or, you know, marketing or, you know, advertising. But it's important that we make it available to the world. So my true essence, Christie's oil, is, anyway, I love it. It's all I do. I haven't used anything else. You don't want to use anything from the chemical industry that has any of that crap in it. You don't want to put that on your skin. Your skin. Would you put that on a baby's skin? Would you put aluminum and toxic, you know, petroleum, plastic type products into the tender pores of a baby's skin? Of course not. So why do it to yourself? This ridiculous thing where it always says, pregnant women and children should not use this, but you adults should poison the living crap out of yourself. What?
Exactly.
Pregnant women, keep away from pregnant women and children. But the rest of you, just drink that motor oil and set yourself on fire. Yeah.
It's true, and I do need to promote myself and what I'm doing a little bit more because, well, you know what? I need to eat too, and I'll just leave it at that. But in regards to what you're saying about the poisons, Tobias, that reminds me, because I brought up an article today that, I don't know, I figured we might talk about, we might not, but this is in San Diego and regarding the water, where people will literally face 6 years in prison and $100,000 a day for washing your car in the driveway, or letting your sprinklers touch concrete in any way, or failing to pick up your dog poo even in your own backyard in what they say is a timely manner. Of course, no time is mentioned because they're afraid bacteria might, end up in the water supply. And what's amazing about that is if you look at the water quality report in San Diego, let's see, lead, cadmium, arsenic, fluoride, mercury. I mean, it's so bad that they actually have a warning label on it, Tobias. It's a 16-page report, and it says, warning, if you are under 6 years old or over 60 years old, do not drink this water without the approval or advice of your physician.
Why is it okay for everyone?
They actually admit how toxic it is.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then, but see the self-hatred there. See, what this represents to me is a collective self-hatred. My kids, I'll do it for my kids, but I won't do it for myself.
Yeah.
You feel that one too? I mean, of course, it's ridiculous big brother crap, and it's horrible and psychotic and all that. But the fact that there's a self-hatred in us, because we do create our realities in the sense of as we decide to and that's easy to say and hard to do, and I understand that, and I've been at it for 20 years this lifetime, and I don't know how many other lifetimes, trying to wake myself up and clean and heal myself. But that somehow it's okay for us adults to just poison the living crap out of us with aluminum underarm deodorants and eat stuff that, no animal would ever eat, Just shove it in your body, your liver can handle it. But if you're a baby and an old person, absolutely not, or pregnant. What?
Yeah, we can only kill them in the hospitals. Everyone else we can kill through your tap.
So care about ourselves. Love ourselves. When we start loving ourselves, we will not make products that have, artificial chemicals in it that mess with our hormones and mess up our liver and kidneys and our skin and so forth.
Yeah, nor will we touch them.
Yeah, we will just know. I know now in my body, and I'm not perfectly refined, but through the years, I was strict vegetarian for 7 years when I was younger, and then God showed me, don't be so anal about it. Relax a little bit, There's a higher way of doing it. True. But I can tell now, if I put my throat will just tell me, oh, God, I can taste the chemicals in that, especially with chocolates. Like, I can tell pure chocolates from crappy chocolate instantly. It's just oh, my God, my body will actually taste the artificial flavors and if there's artificial coloring and flavors, my body now, I'm aware enough that it will just go, it doesn't taste good. It just goes, oh, I get this weird taste in my mouth. It's like my taste buds have gone back to natural taste, and they are no longer addicted to feeding off of plastic and FDA color, number 40, blue.
Yeah. Because 39 was poisonous, 38 was poisonous, 37 was poisonous, but 40 is great.
40 is great. I've been wondering lately, how short is the collapsing time frame between the latest miracle drug being introduced to when you actually see the ads on TV about, class action lawsuits if you've been taking that very same drug? I'm wondering, is that... Like now it's about a year or so. It used to be like 10 years or 20 years, between the latest fantastic drug, thalidomide, will help your pregnancy go smoother. Oops, we created millions of kids with no limbs at all. Oh, well, right? Back then it was like, it would take a long time for not thalidomide because it showed up so severely. Of course, it was quicker. But the collapsing time frames, like time wave zero, like Terence McKenna talks about. I'm wondering when you're actually going to have the commercial for latest miracle drug will solve all your problems. Here's the fine print: you will die, you will end up in hell, you will never be able to get out, and your bladder, you'll have rectal.
Never have sex again.
You'll never be able to have any sex at all. Your liver will actually come out of your mouth, and your rectum will bleed profusely. But other than that, it's fantastic. The latest drug. Look at the puppy. Look at the golden retriever running through the field of flowers, and your beautiful lover. There you go, and you're going to die, right? But I'm wondering, is it going to be like they're going to show that commercial, and then 10 minutes later, They're going to have a lawyer come on. If you've taken this drug, please contact us. We are now doing a class action lawsuit. If you've experienced instant metallic visions, your eyeballs spinning in your head, and Satan showing up at your doorstep by taking this drug, call us now. It's like it's like about a year between here's the latest miracle drug and here's the class action lawsuit. I'm wondering, is it going to be like one commercial and then in the next hour the new commercial's going? Is that when we're finally going to wake up? I mean, what's it going to take?
Well, even still, I mean, people end up running back and taking those drugs anyways because, that'll never happen to them. And I know in my days where I believed everything doctors told me and took every drug they prescribed me, I mean, they gave me drugs that weren't even approved. And so by the time they're approved, then the research comes out saying, oh, well, you're screwed for life. Not to mention the fact that, it also inhibits you from certain jobs. Oh, you'll never be able to fly an airplane or you're never, it's just like, wow, they don't tell you this when they give you those drugs.
That song by the Ramones, I want to be sedated,
Yeah.
I want to be a guinea pig. Yes, exactly. Please. I want to be a test puppet. Please try all the drugs on me. Would you like to we are currently the population. We are literally guinea pig lab rats for these companies.
We are, absolutely. Well, the only safe drug is no drugs, so I don't know. I just, it's pretty simple to me. God is smarter than man, period. Mother Nature, smarter than man, period.
The original gangster, Big G, OG, the Big G. God, yeah.
Yo.
real God. And
wow, I haven't done that since the 80s.
I'm glad you're a white person. You're the white person making a fool of yourself and not me.
Yeah, because I'm white and nerdy. And I can't dance.
That's a good name for a band, White and Nerdy. With a white nerd. I like that.
Someone did that song. I don't know. You know what? We are like horrible hosts. We still have a caller on the line.
Screw him.
Well, let's not be any ruder than we have been.
If it's a caller, I think it might be. She might like that. I don't know. Go ahead.
See.
Hello?
It looks like Julia, area code 816. Welcome to the Nut House.
Oh, my God. You made me wait that long? No, I'm just, whatever.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We were letting you help you practice your patience.
I don't remember asking God to help me with patience.
Yeah, but we're your gurus. We know better than you, so.
Yeah. And she got to hear everything 1 or 2 minutes before everyone else on the chat. So, yes, consider yourself blessed. What's it got for us?
Did you cycle through like 8 different questions while you were listening? You forget your original one?
No, actually, I still have my original one.
We're not going to let you talk at all. We're just going to keep stepping on you.
Well,
Go ahead. We apologize profusely. Go ahead.
No, actually, I'm glad that you guys were able to talk about what you did talk about, though, and my question didn't end up detracting because it would have taken it a different direction. But, and I really enjoyed the conversation about beauty and all that you guys were talking about. But my question, which is not related to this, is I'm just wondering about vows. I posted something in Course of Awakening about it. So I'm wondering, okay, they can obviously be very bad. That vows can bind you, and several years ago I made a vow and it fucked me up majorly for a long time.
What did she What?
Excuse me, I'm not supposed to say that word.
I understand. We love you because we are just like that. Yes, lovely. Yeah,
right, exactly. So it fucked me up. I made it when I was really young and it just messed me up terribly. Yeah. But now, as I'm beginning to actually do things to in the world, according to my purpose or desire, to resonate and influence the world. As I'm beginning to do that, I keep feeling this. Sometimes I'll be thinking about it, and I just feel this energy rise up in me, and like this vow wants to just like come out. And it's like, it's not like, it doesn't feel like a burden necessarily, but I don't know that it's really going to serve a purpose. But that's my question.
A vow that's about your current work, like a new vow?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like a new vow, like that I want to vow to do this work. Like, you know, I want to vow to, I don't know, it's like a proclamation almost.
Yes. I think, did you finish the question?
Well, I guess I'm just wondering, like, because whenever I feel that, I feel like this power, like, it's almost like a mantle is, like, coming down on me or something. And so I'm just wondering, like, is it good to make vows sometimes? Like, can it give you power and authority? Or is it just kind of not necessary, or what?
What do you feel in your heart and in your belly and your intuition?
Well, I don't know. I feel like it is, like there is a mantle coming down. But I guess I'm wondering, like, is the vow, do I need to speak it? Like, is it necessary? Or is the vow just more like the product of the energy I'm experiencing?
I'm hearing Jim Morrison, where that song where he goes, oh, it's about a woman. Ashen lady, give up your vows.
Yeah. But it's got chills.
Yeah, ashen lady, give up your vows. But in this case, I'm not feeling that for you. I mean, my opinion, I think there's a time you make a commitment promise. It is a covenant. It's an old way of saying it. I know people like covenant, right? Religious, fall asleep. But there is a covenant, and I'm not going to use that word, but that's the old way of saying it. It is a promise unto yourself. It is a reminder that you're putting in and asking for help and connection with the universe. It's like when you make the decision, commitment. We've all done that. You know, we've all experienced when you've made a decision in your life, the stuff starts happening, things start helping you, and it starts to move. So I think there's an obvious time to make those commitments, vows, covenants. Absolutely.
Okay, well, it's that time, so hang on. We can talk about this when we come back after these few short minutes, so hang on the line there. And stay tuned, everyone. Christie and Tobias will be up after this short break. Stay tuned, SoulJourneysRadio.com.
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christie on Soul Journeys Radio.
Welcome to the world's meeting place. American.
It's practically narcotics.
Freedom.
Oh, yes. I like very much.
Radio.
They're an American institution.
American Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us here tonight. I guess we can consider this episode 1 of the Christie and Tobias Show here tonight on Soul Journeys Radio. Thank you to AmericanFreedomRadio.com for not cutting us off after all these years. This is the last segment, and yeah, vows of now.
Hey,
now, brown cow. Wow. All right.
I was going to say that the Christie and Tobias Show, not related to the Punch and Judy Show, which nobody knows in America, or the Ren and Stimpy Show.
No, we're just white and nerdy.
Yeah.
Oh, we shake it like a white girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and white men can dance. Cracker.
Hey, I learned why white people are called crackers. I know this is like dangerous territory. It's partially because what I learned in northern Florida is that those little cracker box houses were used to be the white guy who would run the slaves would live in those houses. So that's partially where one of the ideas is that's where the name cracker came from, or the crack of the whip. But creepy old sort of trivia. Never mind. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, okay. Now, Cal. What about those vows? We have Julie on the line still. So, do you have anything else to add?
No, not really.
Hey, Julie.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Hi.
Go ahead.
Oh, I guess something my husband pointed out to me was that maybe, like, the vow, maybe that desire or urge, like, to make a vow is based off of the old model of things where you had to make your vow and commit yourself to something for your life in order to get power.
Yeah. And also, I would suggest, Christy and I were talking about this, and I meant to say it as the second thing to tell you in the last segment, don't make vows that you're not allowed to break.
Yeah.
In other words, because the way God works with me is he says, we'll partner, but as soon as you don't want to do it anymore, you are free to quit, and I have nothing against you.
Yeah.
There's no guilt. So don't make any vows that you're not allowed to revisit and say, I'm going to change that. Okay? The vow is a positive. It is not a negative. It is not a you suck, you're guilty, you're no good, you can't keep your word.
Or limiting, or, something open-ended that you are free to change at any time.
Yeah. That's how I do them, and that's what I felt, and Christy felt it too. It's like, and don't do it in the old ways. Exactly. Isn't that what we said during the break, Christy?
Definitely.
Not the old way of vows, but a self-promise, a self-encouragement, a self-lifting, adulatory commitment, projection, magic, future, bringing the future into the now. The good magic, not the pushy, guilty magic, something like that.
Yeah.
So what kind of vows have you made, Tobias? Because you mentioned when you make vows.
Most of mine have been with me from past lifetimes. And it has something to do with keeping going towards home, towards God, towards merging, towards awakening, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And also wanting to help. I have a help vow that I am revisiting. It's turning more into I want to enjoy myself vow lately. My the mission thing, the wanting to commit vows to help the planet. And I am aware of one of those from way back in Lemurian times, of where 7 souls that we all made a commitment to stay on the earth and fix the fall. That's kind of grandiose, I know. And God has basically been saying, the Source has been saying, not that we could do it alone, but that we would be part of helping to never let the flame go out completely. And now I'm hearing from the universe and Source says, give up your vows, be done with it.
I'm with Jim.
Yeah, give up your vows and just start enjoying yourself. So even now when I do the Course of Awakening, and I have to notice, when I don't do it from a mission or sacrifice at all, I don't want to sacrifice my energy, my enjoyment, my freedom, my sleep, anything. I want to go in there and enjoy myself. When I do that, it is actually more helpful. It is more helpful than me doing the Mother Teresa thing. And what I mean by that is I will get rid of all my personal desires and just live for others. That's kind of sick if you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
In my opinion, that it's creepy in a way. It's like, do you hate yourself that much that you don't love yourself at all? I know I'm being spiritually incorrect. But that Mother Teresa model of not that it's, I don't know if it's not appropriate sometimes, that's not my business. But from my point of view, it feels creepy to me to make vows. I just want to help the planet wake up. Shut up and get a life.
Yeah. And, you know, even beyond that, I mean, I'm just thinking today I'm a totally different person than I was 5 years ago. Totally different goals, a totally different person than I was 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and things that I really, really thought were important to me at the time, that, oh, this is going to be my life and this is all I want. I really meant it at the time, but then life happened, you know, thankfully, and I grew a little bit. Yeah, thank frickin' God. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with making vows, but I would just suggest, you know, keep it open. And, you know, we don't even know what you're talking about, Julia, but even the most, you know, simple, lighthearted, oh, well, this is just a vow to myself, even that can set us up for disappointment, for guilt, for self-hate and blame, because what if you do change your mind or you find something new, or, you know, even something like a vow to yourself to always be true to yourself. Okay, it sounds beautiful.
Yeah, that one can be bad, too. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, imagine, people take jobs they hate
that one
all the time just to have a paycheck and have food and have, you know, heat in these, you know, sub-zero temperatures. And, you know, then you beat yourself up. Oh, well, I failed in my vows to myself because I had to take a job I didn't like because I had to feed my children.
Yeah, I guess the question is, is it a vow that's, like, out of the true, pure desire of your own heart that would bring you joy, or is it something you think you should do?
Even things that bring you joy now may not bring you joy tomorrow.
Right, exactly.
How about this? A spontaneous intention towards something that's attracting me.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
A spontaneously arising natural intention statement declaration.
Yeah, that's what I've been wanting to do. I just have been afraid of it. But I think just because it sounds like a vow, you know, like I will, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I think I've got it. I'm going to play with it.
No more.
You will do it as long as it feels good. How about that?
Yeah, that's always part of my, I guess not. That would be a vow, wouldn't it? If that's always part of the way I do things.
I clean up. I let go the old ways of making what were called vows or covenants. I allow in a new model that I like now, that I want now, which has something to do for me with, I want that. My spontaneous God source in me is attracted to this because it feels good. It is good. Whatever that is. That's how I do it. I go, oh, I like that. I want to travel and do that. I want to work with people this way. I want to be quiet. I want more of that in my life. And that can be anything. It can be money. It can be money. I'm picking the worst thing, right, in a sense. It can be feeling good in your body. It can be, I want this type of texture, timber in my exchanges with people. It's more like an intention nowadays, a wish, desire, a holy desire, but not a guilt, burden, yoke, should.
Mm-hmm.
I still have the Jim Morrison song in my head, and I don't know about you, Tobias. Do you want to sing it? We've got about 60 seconds before we leave.
All I know is, Ashen Lady, give up your vows.
Give up your vows. Save our city.
That's true, yeah.
Save our city right now.
And he actually says, Jesus, save us, at one point in that song.
Well, I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer.
Is that where it's from? Is that the song?
Yeah, what's the name of it? I think it's, Roadhouse Blues, maybe?
Yeah, Roadhouse Blues.
Yeah. Well, I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer.
Oh, I haven't had a beers for so long.
The future's uncertain and the end is always near. Let it roll, baby, roll. All right. Anyways, did they kick us off?
So there.
All right, Julia, honey, we seriously are getting kicked off. So how's that for timing? Thanks so much for your call. And Dan, and thank you all for being here. And, whew, I think this went well.
Lovely. I enjoyed it. Nice.
In the chat, they're like, no, save us, please. Christy, don't sing. Okay, screaming to me, or singing to me, screaming to you, whatever. It feels good, and regardless.
Thank you, everybody, and I'm not honing in on Christie's show at all. Hopefully we can get our own show away in a different place, in another place, as well as Christy doing her Soul Journeys radio. Thank you, Christy, for playing with me and being willing to do this. Love you.
Thank you. I love you, too. This was fun. So, yeah, rock on, everyone. Have an awesome evening. Have an awesome...
It's time to get real and heal. MyTrueEssence.net would like to tell you about Modifiland brown seaweed extract. It's composed of an elementally rich seaweed called laminaria. It takes 40 pounds of laminaria to make just 1 pound of Modifiland. There's nothing else like Modifiland. It is the richest in alginate, fucoidin, organic iodine, and lamarian. Alginates are the most effective organic element in nature that enable the body to rid itself of heavy metals, radioactive elements, and toxins. Fucoidin is an extremely effective anti-cancer substance found abundantly in brown seaweed. Organic iodine is the greatest protection for the thyroid offered by nature. Laminarin aids in the prevention and treatment of cardiovascular disease. Go to www.mytrueessence.net and click the Modifiland banner to get started on your path to rich health today. Also check out the Healing Shop for proven essential oils, medicinal teas, and even health coaching. It's time to get real and heal. Go to www.mytrueessence.net.
Get real and heal. Listen to Christy on Soul Journeys Radio.
You're listening to the future of talk. American Freedom Radio. This is American Freedom Radio.